I never thought the house my husband built with his bare hands would become the place I was thrown out of. It happened on a Tuesday, no warning, no discussion, just one sentence. Mom, you can't stay here anymore. But it wasn't my son who said it. It was her, my daughter-in-law. And my son just stood there silent. I raised Daniel alone after his father passed from cancer. 2 jobs, night shifts, no vacations, no jewelry. Everything I had went into that house and into him. That house, it was in my name, but I had trusted my son. And trust was my biggest mistake. 3 years ago, after Daniel married her, they said, Mom, it'll be easier if we refinance. Dax benefits. I trusted them. I signed papers. I didn't read them. That was the day I signed away control. She stood in my living room, arms crossed, smiling. We need space. You're making things tense. Tense? This was my home. But then she showed me something. A property transfer. My son had become co-owner, and suddenly I was the guest. You have 48 hours. 48 hours to pack 38 years. I looked at my son. Danielle, say something. He couldn't look at me. I just want peace, Mom. Peace. He chose peace over his mother. That night, I packed alone. She followed me room to room. Take only what's yours, what's mine. Every wall held my fingerprints. Every brick carried my sweat. But I left quietly because I wasn't finished. She thought I was powerless. But she forgot one thing. My late husband's best friend and my lawyer, Mr. Henderson. He had warned me once. Never sign anything without calling me. I didn't listen then. But now I made the call. Mr. Henderson reviewed everything. And then he smiled. Oh, this is interesting. The transfer wasn't clean. There was pressure, undue influence, missing disclosures. It could be challenged. And then he said something that made my heart steady. You're not leaving that house. They are. There was something else she didn't know. When my husband died, he left a private investment portfolio. 2.4 million separate, hidden, protected, and I was the sole beneficiary. I never touched it until now. I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I waited. 2 weeks later, I returned. But I wasn't alone. Her face changed when she saw the black car. Then she saw the man step out. Suit, briefcase, court badge, Mr. Henderson, and behind him a court officer. Daniel opened the door, confused, then pale. We are here regarding fraudulent property transfer and coercion. She started shouting, but the officer handed her papers. Emergency court injunction, property freeze, investigation. She looked at Daniel. This is your fault. No, it was hers. She underestimated the woman she tried to discard. They had told everyone I moved willingly, that I needed assisted living. Now the neighbors watched as court officers entered. Truth is louder than lies. Mr. Henderson played something, a voice recording, her voice pressuring my son. If she doesn't transfer the house, we won't survive. Threats, manipulation, financial planning based on my removal. She had no idea I recorded that conversation months ago. Daniel broke first, he cried. I didn't know she filed those changes without telling me. But ignorance doesn't erase betrayal. Within weeks, we were in court, evidence presented, undue influence, misrepresentation, emotional coercion. The judge ruled transfer invalid, property restored. But I wasn't done. I had already purchased a smaller house, peaceful, mine. I didn't want revenge. I wanted peace. So I made a decision. I sold the old house because once ownership was restored, it was legally mine, and I had buyers ready. They had 30 days to vacate. She screamed. Daniel begged, but I stayed calm. You wanted space? Now you have it. The investigation continued. Financial manipulation, forgery, attempts. She faced charges, probation, heavy fines, her perfect image shattered. He came to me later alone. I was weak. Yes, he was. I forgave him. But forgiveness doesn't mean restoration. Trust doesn't grow back overnight. Now I wake up in my new home. Quiet mornings, sunlight through clean windows. No tension, no whispers, just dignity. Never confuse kindness with weakness. Never sign what you don't understand. And never underestimate a mother who built everything from nothing. People think betrayal comes from enemies. It doesn't. It comes from the people you defend, the people you sacrifice for, the people who sit at your table and call you mom. I learned something the hard way. Love without boundaries invites exploitation. Trust without verification invites disaster. I raised a son, but I forgot to raise standards around him. And when I finally did, everything changed. You want to know the exact moment her face turned pale. It wasn't when the court papers arrived. It wasn't when the judge ruled against her. It was the day the Pharrell sign went up, because until that moment, she believed she could still manipulate her way back in. She stood on the lawn staring at the sign, her lips trembling. No, she wouldn't. Oh, but I would. When the realtor handed me the final offer, I signed without hesitation. And when the buyers walked through the house, she realized something. She wasn't losing control. She had already lost. Daniel came to my new house one evening. No anger, no excuses, just regret. I didn't protect you. No, he didn't. But I didn't raise him to be cruel. I raised him to be better than weak. I forgive you, I told him. But forgiveness is not access. That was the boundary I should have drawn years ago. Now my mornings are quiet, my doorbell doesn't bring anxiety, and my name is no longer on documents I didn't understand. If you are listening to this and someone is trying to erase you from your own home, pause, breathe, document everything, and remember this. Kindness is beautiful, but boundaries are powerful, and sometimes the strongest revenge is simply reclaiming what was always yours.